Hey guys, this is Zachariah Bourne, and today I want to talk about something that I think is really big. It's a really big idea, and has already really radically changed my life. And I think it's a new way to think about our lives and how to change them. So, we all have a concept of ourselves. We have this concept of ourselves, this idea of who we are, right? And we have a concept of ourselves on every subject. So each individual subject has a concept. You may think when it comes to your body, you are not so high, but when it comes to relationships, it's really high, right? And your life reflects that, reflects your own concept of how you're set, your setting, as I like to call it. So if we think of it like a thermostat, right? We have this concept of ourselves on a certain subject, and say we have it set to 66 degrees, right? Which isn't super high. So we have it set to 66. And most people you know probably have it set around the same place, roughly, right? Because we end up grouping together with people who have similar concepts of themselves. You see this a lot in society. So you have it set at 66 degrees and on whatever subject it is. And what happens is if something comes that is above, that would put you at 75 degrees, right? Or you're wanting to get to 75 degrees, but you can't just make the jump just because you want to. You have to actually change the setting. And from 66 degrees, if something were to come that's at 75 degrees, you will sabotage it. You'll sabotage it. And it happens so often we don't even realize it. It's happening all around us all the time. And it's also because we can't actually perceive things that would get us to 75 degrees because our concept of ourselves is at 66, right? So before we actually shift it. But the thing is, you actually can shift it. Now, the opposite is also true, right? Have you ever had something that came in your life that you knew you were better than, right? And then you kind of you sort of get mad, and then you almost immediately change it right back up to the level it was at, the level that you think you're worth. And that's what a lot of this has to do with, what you think you're deserving of and what you think you're worth. So if you move yourself, so if something comes from above, you'll pull yourself back down. If something comes below, you'll pull yourself back up. But here's the thing, we can radically change our setting. We can change our setting, and we can move ourselves way higher up. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I think this is a really big concept because you can take your setting and shift it to wherever you want. And you have to do this through your emotions. You have to do this through your worthiness. And I've developed a process called the Boulder process that I help my clients do this with as well. And the problem is too, is a lot of people try to jump from 66 to 85, or some ridiculous amount. And it doesn't take long to shift, but you can't make jumps. You got to go 1 degree at a time. And you'd be shocked what you can do in 20 minutes or 30 minutes of deliberate focus, of just not ever shifting your mind away from that thing and just keep rising it up. And some of those results I've seen from this so far have been really stunning. Some people have really radically changed their life. One person had never had a boyfriend before, and all of a sudden now she's living with them after I helped her with this process. Another person always had body issues, and a couple months later she has a six-pack, which is awesome. And it was easy. That's the difference too. When you set it higher, now it's easy. It's not difficult anymore, right? You don't need motivation. You're continually inspired toward that goal, which is a very different way to approach it. So I really wanted to share this concept with you guys. Let me know if it resonates with you. Of course, subscribe if you like the content. And I want to talk about this more. This is something I want to go deeper into, because we can take these subjects and in your life, in your concept, and you can shift it way higher. All of a sudden, things go so much differently, shockingly differently. And also think about it too, right? Someone like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, think about how high their worthiness and deservability is. Think about how high that is. They cranked that way up, right? And that's why Steve Jobs was getting upset with people around him, because no one could keep up with his own concept, right? And so it was very frustrating for him to look around, and he had this concept that was very high, and other people couldn't really see it. And so he felt like he probably had to babysit and was getting upset with people all the time. And we don't have to approach it that way, but the thing is, any person can become whoever they want to be. It doesn't matter if they've existed before, you know. I think humans right now have really only scratched the surface of what something like this can do, and so that's why I think this is really big. But anyways, also I want to share, it's really changed my life too. I've been like the main guinea pig for a lot of this stuff, and a lot of things have just gone like through the roof. You know, I lost like 25 pounds with like no effort. You know, a lot of stuff in my life is just exploding. I'm way more confident in a lot of areas of my life. I used to be super insecure in certain situations all the time, and then now I'm like, it's not even close. It's shocking. It's shocking. So yeah, I'm very excited to share this stuff with you guys. Anyway, hope you guys have a great one. Talk again soon. This is Zachariah Bourne. Hit me up on Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. All right, see you guys.